Hi, my name is Spencer Heath, and this is my SI application video. Today we'll be going over pharmaceutical calculations, specifically compounding and reconstitution. And here I just listed three quick points for keys to success in calculations. First would be don't lose points on the easy stuff, such as units and trailing zeros. Second, and probably the most important, is knowing your conversions and abbreviations, because without these, most of the time you won't even be able to attempt the problem. And lastly, you want to understand where the ultimate question is going before you start so you don't get lost up in the information in the problem. Here's our reconstitution example. A patient comes to you with a prescription of penicillin V oral solution, 90 milligrams per 5 mLs, 5 mLs every 8 hours for 10 days. The oral solution available in the pharmacy is 125 milligrams per 5 mLs. Use information on the label to answer the following questions. So here's our typical label you'll see for reconstitution. We have our concentration right here of 125 milligrams, and you also have your amount per 5 mLs. If you look over here, you'll have your dispensing directions. So it calls for adding 127 milliliters of water to the bottle for reconstitution, which will give you a total of 200 milliliters in the whole bottle of solution. So calculating how many grams of penicillin are in the bottle. So we're going to take that concentration we saw of 125 milligrams per 5 mLs, and you're going to multiply that by the total amount of solution in the bottle. So 200 milliliters, and you have 125 milligrams per 5 mLs. So that is going to give you 5,000 milligrams total. Now, if you look, the problem asks for grams specifically, so you're not done yet. So you're going to have to know your conversion. You're going to have to know there's 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. So dimensional analysis is probably the easiest way to solve these types of problems. So you're going to just divide 5,000 by 1,000, and you're going to get your answer of 5 grams of total penicillin. What is the volume of dry powder contained in the bottle? So this is just basically, you're going to have to go off the label for this. You're going to have 200 milliliters of total solution, and you know that, and you added 127 milliliters of water, and now this dry powder contains a specific volume, and that volume is going to be the difference of the water you added and the total volume of your solution. So that comes out to 73 milliliters. Next, we have how much water needs to be added in milliliters to make the 125 milligrams per 5 ml oral solution. Now this is basically just straight off the label. You're making what the prescription called for, and so you're going to add, just follow the dispensing instructions, and it's going to be 127 mLs. How much water needs to be added to make our prescription that's called for of 90 milligrams per 5 mLs of oral solution. So the easiest way I set this up is, you have that 5,000 milligrams of penicillin we calculated earlier of total drug in the dry powder. And now we don't know what volume to add because we haven't calculated that yet, and that's what we're trying to figure out, is how much water we need to add. And so, we know we have this concentration that we need of 90 milligrams per 5 mLs. And so the easiest way I find to do these problems is you're going to add a cross multiply, so 90 times x, 5,000 times 5, and you're going to get this 90x equals 25,000. And so if you solve for x, your total solution your total volume of solution is going to be 278 milliliters. Now we're not done yet. If it asks for total solution, that would be fine, but it asks how much water needs to be added. And now we know that that dry powder contains 73 mLs of volume, so you're going to do 278 minus that 73 to get your 205 milliliters of water you need to be added for reconstitution. Lastly, will the prescription last the full 10 days? If yes, how many fluid grams? So we have 5 mLs, and it says every 8 hours, which can be also 3 times a day. So you're going to multiply 5 mLs times 3 times a day, which gives you the 15, and then you're going to multiply by how many days the prescription is, which is 10 days, to get your 150 milliliters. And so if our leftover, we had 278 milliliters of total volume, minus the amount we used, 150, and so you're going to get 128 mLs left over. And now we need to go, it asks specifically for fluid grams, so now we're going to go 128 milliliters times 1 fluid gram, and there's 3.69 milliliters per fluid gram, so that is going to give us a total of 35 fluid grams.